In the previous videos, we've been using if statements right here to call the different scenes for our storybook. In this video, we'll learn about a new technique and use the switch statement. And for that, I'm going to have to comment out these old if statements just so I can have no interference. And so switch looks just like this with two parentheses and brackets, but we have to include an argument because that argument is very important for switch. And in this case, we want to make that equal to the current scene value. And right now, since we're on the title or the very start of the book, it's going to be equal to 1 right now. And whenever the current scene equals 1, switch is going to look inside of it and look for a case clause that has a value of 1. And since we actually have a case that has a value of 1, the code inside of this clause is going to be executed. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw the scene 2 here so that whenever we click and the current scene value equals this case value 1, it's going to draw the next scene, which is the draw scene 2. And I'm going to do that for all of the scenes and include a couple more cases here. Draw scene 3. Draw scene 4 is coming up. Now, oh no's is over there giving me an error, and I'm about to fix that. I just need to get these fixed and finished. Now, whenever we reach the 5th case, we want to draw the first scene again since we are looping this story. Draw scene 1. Now let's see what he has to say. He says, did you forget a break statement before case? And now that I look at it, I actually did. But it wasn't an accident, it was purposeful, because this is when I'm going to introduce break, a little short expression that actually closes this clause right here. So if I didn't have this break, whenever this case is actually executed, any other code after it is going to be called as well. That's why break is included. It's like an ending bracket, like this. It can end this clause. And we have to do that for all these cases, otherwise they're all going to be called. In other environments, other encoding environments, you don't actually need a break statement because you can actually call several cases in succession like that. But on Khan Academy, that's not allowed. We have to use break for every case clause. Now, this last case here, since it doesn't have any more cases coming after it, we don't need a break. But I'm about to add a new clause, so I'm going to include a break. There we go. Now, in case switch can't find a value that matches current scene, we can include a default clause, just like that. And anything inside this default clause is going to be called if current scene doesn't equal any of these values. So if current scene was to equal 6 or 7, we will call this otherwise. So call this otherwise. And that's a pretty helpful clause right there. It's kind of like the else statement when we're dealing with if statements. It's called whenever the if statement isn't true. So let's see how this worked. Very good. It works just like before. And we can click just like we did. So there you go. We've replaced our if statements with a switch statement instead. And it can actually be used for more than just scenes in a storybook. You can use this technique in games as well. So play around with it and see what it can do for you.